Hi, my name is Grace Hammond, and this is my presentation on sort of corporate culture and several different job listings I found here in Roanoke. Now, this video you can totally watch. However, my recommendation is when I post my PowerPoint presentation to just essentially have this playing in the background. I will be linking this within the PowerPoint presentation at the very beginning, and I will also be linking it on the Wix website. But my recommendation, personally, because I could not find a better way to do audio for this, is to just have this playing in the background while I go through the PowerPoint. So you can go ahead and click onto YouTube. I'll give you a second to do that, and then we can get started. Okay, so this is my PowerPoint presentation on sort of corporate culture in and how it relates to certain job listings and what they're looking for in 3 different job listings I found here in Roanoke. And it's sort of focusing on the strengths, the differences, and the weaknesses within each of these, I think is really important as well to focus on. Okay, so the first one I'm going to be focusing on is a listing I found for Planet Fitness in Salem here in Virginia. And so first off, I'll read you the mission statement that Planet Fitness just has in general on its website, which I will also link to, which is whether you're a first-time gym user or a veteran member, we're here to provide a workout environment which anyone and everyone can be comfortable. They also, several times on their website, they have something that is called a judgment-free zone. They really encourage that on their website. Now, in the actual listing, that is absolutely what they focus on. They do actually use the phrase judgment-free. They encourage and request, really, the ability to be able to be positive and motivating for both staff and patrons. Being able to motivate your staff is really important in this kind of environment because you want to make sure that your staff is also going by the same tenets that you are, which is to be judgment-free. It doesn't matter who's coming in to work out or when or why. It is all about understanding that they're there to get in shape, and it's not supposed to be a judgment thing that you make a judgment on, but it's just how they're supposed to be. And the listing very much gets into that. It also requests that it be understanding. One of the things that it focuses on is that does it use differencing language? Yes, it does acknowledge the differences that patrons have. They will come in at different levels. They will come in for different reasons. It acknowledges what patrons needs, and it requests and almost requires you to be understanding of those differences as a manager for this Planet Fitness branch. So several of the selling points that I can see personally from this particular job listing is that it's a welcoming environment. If there's a no judgment zone for your patrons, I hope one of the things that I would presume is that it would also be a no judgment zone for your employees, and it's also the understanding of everybody starts at square one. That also includes the employee, and if you're in a management position, that's helpful because yes, you may have been a manager somewhere else, but understanding that you are going to be starting at a similar level to most of your employees. That way you can have a bonding experience like that. Okay, the next job listing that I'm going to focus on is a manager for a Holiday Inn here in Roanoke, Virginia, which is right next to Salem. And the mission statement is, nothing feels like being there in person. Life is all about those who matter most. Just think of the moments that you'll create when you're there in person. We're there so you can be too. Now, the terminology that it uses is sort of encouraging terminology. It's not as explicit as the Planet Fitness one in the actual listing analysis. Most of the time, the listing focused on sort of just an understanding that you need to be confident in working in hospitality and confident in sort of being able to provide hospitality for people. However, one of the things I saw with a problem here is that it was really focusing more on being able to make the company money and being able to make yourself money. And it lacked a focus on connecting with patrons, which is what the mission statement focused on. So that is a very key difference I noticed. But of the selling points, a way that sort of this could work is that the selling points was it does have a fairly high salary, and it also was offering the ability to be part of an already thriving business because this is already an established hotel. You can come in as a manager and go ahead and make some decent money. It doesn't really connect much with the original mission statement, but some of it does use similar sort of, confident language, which I can agree with. And the last job listing I'll be focusing on is the Panda Express job listing. It was a management position at a Panda Express here in Roanoke, Virginia. And I'll read you the mission statement. The mission statement is to deliver exceptional Asian dining experiences by building an organization where people are inspired to better their lives. Now, the listing does absolutely focus on this. It focuses on making guests comfortable. It prioritizes and actively asks for people to be willing to help make people's lives better, not only your patrons, but also your employees. That means if you're a manager, you need to be able to connect with your employees and actually focus on being able to understand and meet their needs as well as employees. A selling option of this, when I was looking at the actual listing, is that they had a very robust option of benefits that were available. Paid training was something they did mention explicitly, and also the amount of training you get. It's not just throwing you into the deep end with the sharks. It is very much, the training is going to be, it's like 5 weeks long. It definitely teaches you where you need to go and all that stuff. And also the ability to sort of work with the community and have upward mobility within the business itself. So all of these together point out that one very key fact that kept popping up over and over again is that oftentimes these listings do actually try to confirm what the mission statement is confirming. And that is absolutely important. However, there can be some drawbacks. You still want to get people who want to come work, and oftentimes that means listing benefits, salary, all those things, rather than sort of like connecting with patrons or that sort of thing, because in the end, it is a job. You're not so much looking for it to change lives, you're more looking for it to make money. And some of these mission statements do use language that is very much acknowledging differences, acknowledging sort of trying to connect with the community and connect with the demographic, but then some aren't focused on that. So that is my presentation for different job listings, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.